Fox 11 investigates tonight, looking into what may happen to the money you donate to a charity. You rightfully expect the vast majority of that money would go to help the particular cause, but Fox 11 investigates uncovered a Wisconsin-based veterans charity that's getting barely 10% of the money being donated. As Robert Hornacek shows us tonight, that charity is now expanding into northeast Wisconsin.
They can be annoying and intrusive, but often telemarketing calls are a pretty successful way to raise money. The money you pledge doesn't always help the cause as much as you might like. Case in point, the Veterans Assistance Foundation based in Toma. The charity hires a private fundraising company named Zentel to raise money to help homeless veterans. But documents we uncovered show that for every dollar raised by Zentel under that contract, approximately 10 cents goes to the charity. We're not talking chump change here. Fox 11 Investigates reviewed the charity's tax returns from 2009 through 2012. In just 4 years, the professional fundraising company raised $4.7 million in the name of homeless veterans. But just over $460,000 went to the charity. The company raising the money raked in nearly $4.3 million.
Is this the best way? No, I wouldn't say it is. I know it isn't. But it's the best I can do right now.
Bob Piero is the founder and CEO of the Veterans Assistance Foundation. The charity offers programs for homeless veterans at the VA clinic in Toma and the Wisconsin Veterans Home in King. It also operates homes in Madison and Toma. You might not think you're giving any money to the Veterans Assistance Foundation, but you are. Most of the group's funding comes from taxpayers in the form of federal grants. In fact, the Veterans Assistance Foundation gets approximately $1 million a year from the government. Thanks to taxpayers, the organization was able to expand last month. It now offers services in 34 counties, including Brown, Outagamie, and Winnebago. But Piero says the grants don't cover everything, so the foundation still needs to raise money.
Do you think it's misleading at all to the donors that all this money is raised in the name of your cause, but yet only 10%, 11% actually goes to the cause?
Do I think it's misleading? Yes, are you asking me do I think it's right? It's been the same way for 40 years. I mean, if you go back to the history of telemarketing, and it's been around 30, 40 years, it's not any different than what it's been.
Piero says the average donor pledges $20 over the phone. That means just about $2 goes to help veterans. Of the millions of dollars raised nationally, Piero showed us an internal breakdown of the money Wisconsin residents donated to the Veterans Assistance Foundation through Zentel. It shows that between 2009 and 2012, Wisconsinites donated more than $800,000 to the Veterans Assistance Foundation, but 2/3 of that money went to pay the expenses for the fundraising company, things like payroll, telephones, and corporate overhead. Another $175,000 was profit, not for the charity, but for the private fundraising company. Just over $90,000, or about 11%, went to help homeless veterans.
When you get 10% or 12% or whatever, that's not much on a dollar. That isn't very much money on. I can understand.
Do you realize how bad that looks to some people?
Oh yes, I do. I don't donate to somebody when they ask that too.
I would say it's concerning.
Bill Richards is with the Donors Forum of Wisconsin. He says 10% is a pretty bad percentage for a charity.
So if I donate $100 to charity, how much of that $100 should actually go to the charity's mission?
If you donate $100 to a nonprofit organization, you'd like to see on a general scale at least 70% or so of that going to the mission.
So if an organization is spending 90% of that money on fundraising and 10% of the money raised is going to charity, is that a red flag?
Is it a red flag? It might be. It certainly warrants exploration. You want to look into that.
So what about the company pocketing most of the money? Well, I called and emailed Zentel's Milwaukee office, but was told no one there had the authority to speak with a reporter, and I was forwarded to the company's media relations department. So what did they have to say about their arrangement with the Veterans Assistance Foundation? Not much. In fact, a spokeswoman refused to answer any of my questions. While the company doesn't have anything to say, this veteran does.
Frustrates me, makes me angry.
Harold Grimes is a veteran of Korea and Vietnam, and while he's not worked with the Veterans Assistance Foundation, he is familiar with Zentel.
People who are donating to this organization obviously believe in the cause. Do you think they'd be donating if they knew where the money was actually going?
You know, people are ready to help veterans, and they donate without any hesitation. I just feel bad that there are organizations that are out there that are, as far as I'm concerned, taking advantage of the situation.
What do you say to those donors out there who've donated money, who maybe didn't realize such a small portion of it was actually going to go to this cause?
Well, all I can say is I'm sorry. I don't know what to say.
Piero says the Veterans Assistance Foundation is looking into other ways to raise money. The charity is going to have an employee focus on marketing and is considering holding its own fundraising event. The group also raises money on its website, and Piero points out that all of the money donated online goes to the cause with no administrative fees. But that does not mean the telemarketing will stop. Even though the foundation's contract with Zentel is up at the end of the year, Piero says the board has decided to continue raising money with professional fundraisers. For Fox 11 Investigates, I'm Robert Hornacek.
Consumer advocates also remind us that if we ever get a call from someone asking for money, make sure we know the validity of the organization and then ask for how much of the money actually goes to the charity. State law requires them to provide that information. And in the Fox 11 Investigates tab online, we have some tips into how to look into any charity.